Hello and welcome to today's Leadership Satsang. I'm your leadership coach, Yukti, welcoming you all and wishing you International Women's Day. A day when we all talk about a concern that has been a real concern for way too long. And that is this entire debate and discussion on gender inequality. Does it still exist? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. What we want to discuss today is how can you and I contribute towards creating more equality at our workplace. Let's go deeper into that once we bring ourselves into this moment completely. And you know how we do that. We will chant Om together 5 times. And that is what will help us to connect with our core, be here in this moment, and then go all in to find ways in which we can really contribute towards creating this equality at our workplace, in our organizations. Okay, if you're ready, give me a ready in the comments. And with that, prepare yourself to sit straight. Relax your shoulders, take a nice deep breath in and close your eyes. And breathe in and out a few times. Let's forget about everything and everyone else for just some time, so you can be here completely with yourself. Take another beautiful breath in and breathe out. And with the next breath in, let's start chanting Om 5 times. Breathe in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And whenever you're ready, please rub your palms together, gently placing them on your eyes and face, and ears, and neck, and your entire body, and slowly come back. And as you do, let me know, where are you joining me from today? Which part of the world are you in right now? I'm in Goa right now as we speak, and so you see that the background is a little different from usual, and that's because I'm on a break, chilling out with my better half, trying to make a better relationship here, and I think that investment is much needed. Why am I still here connecting with you all? Is because you are such an integral part of my life that I cannot fail to show up for this commitment, for this satsang session to happen every single Tuesday. Thank you so much for giving me that motivation, that encouragement to be here, putting out a relevant, important insight in the space of leadership and spirituality. Today, what we're going to talk about is a theme that is being driven by World Economic Forum for International Women's Day this year, and that is Accelerate Action. I'm in fact very excited about this theme because this is one theme that is far away from just being theoretical, just talking about stuff and not taking the responsibility, the accountability to do anything about it. The topic, the theme itself is about action. Accelerate action. So what is that action that you and I need to take to create more equality when it comes to gender? Well, let's look at some numbers to start with. Now, whenever you look for any numbers or data about workforce, a lot of data relevant to Americans shows up because a lot of research is done by Americans or on American population. So it took a little more effort for me to dig a level deeper to see what does Indian landscape look like. What are our numbers? Here is what it looks like. This is what I saw on multiple platforms and research done on Indian population. That stands at 1.44 billion today, with 48.4% women. That's a fairly good percentage of women. It's almost 50-50. That means if there are 1,000 men, to them there are 984 women. I think the divide in that sense is quite healthy. There seems to be some level of balance. The numbers are improving, becoming closer to a 50-50 scenario. I think that's good news. But what's not so good still is the number of women who are at senior leadership position in India. And that number is a minuscule 19% compared to 30% globally. 30% global percentage is also not good, right? Because it's not close to 50%, which means it looks like everybody has a fair chance. It doesn't seem that way if we were to just look at numbers. But in India, it clearly is not that way. It is just 19% of women who are holding senior leadership positions. Now, why is that? The reasons could be many. The fact that work-life balance integration is more difficult for women to deal with. The fact that there is a deep-rooted gender bias when it comes to certain kind of jobs that need to be done. And of course, the fact that women themselves seem to be writing themselves off for a lot of things that they can do. Somehow, somewhere, ambition and love for family create some kind of conflict. And I fail to understand why. Why can't a woman who is family oriented, loves the family, wants to have one, can also be ambitious, can also be aggressive with what she wants to do with her career, the pace at which she chooses to grow professionally? But if that's where women are holding themselves back, then they are the ones to be blamed. But in every other situation where they are willing to come and show up, we need to create an environment that supports and encourages them to do so. So what I want to drive your attention to today is what is it that you can do about creating this equality. To my mind, there are three simple things that can be done. And irrespective of how senior you are in your organization or whether you're a man or a woman, you can take it upon yourself to bring in this action plan. The first is to create a mentor-mentee program, which is led by women for women. Every single woman leader should take it upon herself to mentor at least 5 women executives, giving them a sense of direction, the necessary motivation and guidance that can help them to strike that work-life balance which they're struggling with, or give them that much needed dose of ambition and hope that once they put themselves together, once they bring in everything that's required, they can achieve whatever they want. It's not this or that. It's this and that. It's a family and a career that can coexist. It is possible. If it's possible for a few, it's possible for anyone to achieve. All we need to do is to create that environment which encourages and supports everyone to get a fair chance. And that is what brings me to the second point, and that is equality of opportunity. You know, in a lot of organizations, it's become a mandate to have a certain percentage of leaders as women. While that's a good step forward, I understand the sentiment behind it, the intention behind it, but somewhere it doesn't have to be unfair towards men either. I believe that anyone who has the capability to deserve that opportunity should be given one. You need to raise the bar for yourself and show up as ready for the opportunities that exist. And if you are ready, you should get an equal chance to be able to put your hand up and grab it. Unfortunately, if I were to go back into research, it says that less than 40% women put their hand up when they are a little less than 100% ready for the job. You understanding what I'm saying? If they think they're not 100% ready for the job, many women don't even put their hand up and ask for that opportunity or say that they're ready for it, because they're not in their head. Unless they're 100% ready, they're not ready. Interestingly, more than 67% of men put their hand up even when they are less than 50% ready for that job or opportunity. What does that tell us? That we have to be a little less self-critical. That we have to put this gun down. That we have to not create the kind of pressure that we are used to creating on ourselves to become a superhuman in every aspect of life. A super mom, and a super daughter-in-law, and a super daughter, and a super wife, and of course a super leader. And if we can't be this superlative in every aspect of life, then we just resign. And we decide to choose one. And this one usually is the one that makes us look good in society. The society that is still dealing with this bias of women being the caretakers and men being the providers, the breadwinners. While that is changing because there is no option given the lifestyle that we want to enjoy today, the mindset still remains. How does the mindset of a society change? When you change your mindset and I change mine, because we are the ones who are creating this society, isn't it? The kind of conversations that you're having with yourself and people around, the kind of conversations that your children are listening to, that is what's going to decide or shift the mindset. So can we create a fair play? Can we ensure that anyone who is ready to get that opportunity is able to deserve it, is able to receive it? So let's not talk about percentages here, like what percentage of leaders should be women leaders. Let us just remove the whole conversation about gender here. Let that not be a filter to decide anything. Put an opportunity out there and say, this is what it takes for you to grab it. Are you ready? Irrespective of whether you're a man or a woman. And the third important thing is equal pay. I'm not the only one to share that in my corporate stint, I was paid 40% less than male executives with the same level, same experience, and similar responsibilities. And I think 40% is on the lower side. There are a lot of people out there who are dealing with this discrimination in their paycheck for the same job done by their male counterparts. In fact, it's not even restricted to corporate India. This discrimination exists in Bollywood, in fact, even Hollywood. So if it gives us any level of solace, India is not the only country where we are experiencing this discrimination. It's a global phenomenon. And that is the reason why World Economic Forum thought of talking about gender inequality and creating an action plan to address it for every single country on this planet. Bringing you back to the country we belong to, what is it that we are willing to commit? What is it that we are willing to do towards contributing in this environment that is safe and equal for all? Are you willing to mentor women who are junior in position, who are less experienced, and give them the necessary motivation and direction to climb up the ladder? Are you ready to create a fair play for people so that everyone gets an equal opportunity? Are you ready to contribute towards creating such an environment? And are you willing to offer equal pay for equal work? And there should be no other criteria except for the criteria that defines success of that work. And if the definition is the same for all, that's all that it takes for women to have a fair chance to earn as much as their male counterparts. It's not just contributing towards this unfair practice, but also being silent about it when you are aware that makes you a part of it. And you have to own up to that. As leaders, I'm sure you will agree. So let's bring this leadership ability in the forefront. Let us take this message forward and truly accelerate action by leveraging on the power that women bring to the table as much as men do. By bringing in an environment where a conversation does not have to include gender, where we don't need to discuss how many men and women are around the table. It's just a function of how many people have the capability to earn their space around it. Let's take this message forward and drive it from the front. That's what I expect you to do as a leader of my tribe. So my humble request, don't limit this video just with your consumption. Take it forward. Share this message if it's resonating with you. I'm hoping that this will also resonate with a lot of other people out there who can truly drive this change. And you know what? If we can collectively do so, we can bring India onto a map that can call us as a developed nation. Imagine 48.4% of the population that is so underutilized that it's only a shame to witness it and somewhere be responsible for it too. If this resonated with you, I would love you to share in the comments. What is it that you're willing to take back? And more importantly, what is the action that you will now accelerate? With that, I wish you all a very, very happy International Women's Day once again. Thank you so much for being the leader that you are and the willingness of being here for these sessions every single week. Till I meet you next, please take very good care of yourself, and I'll be here sharing another important insight in the space of leadership and spirituality next Tuesday. Thank you so much. God bless you all.